And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fusel. Here we go. We kick off, well, it's a 5-day race week. We had live racing on Veterans Day, and now we kick it off today through Sunday. First race post time is 12:25. Big day Saturday. We'll get to all that. But how about Monday? I kicked off the race week in big fashion. I left before the 9th race on Monday. A little tired from my Rosecroft Potomac pace on Sunday night. Had a good time down there. They had a good night down there for the Potomac pace. So I left before the 9th race on Monday, but I gave out the late pick 5 ticket. It was a $48 ticket. I hope you played along. Paid a little over $1,200. We had the carryover going in the late pick 5 on Monday. We had that $4,000 carryover. They bet a little over $23,000 into it, so you had a nice pull, and you had a $9 winner to kick it off, King Leo, and then a couple favorites, Run for the Munnings, $3, and then race 7 was Bobby G, $3, and then Electric Choke, who was 8-1, paid $12.80 for Wayne Potts. Nice ride there, Jen Miller. And then Big Bad Red in the finale, a $7 winner. So over a $1,200 payout for the late pick 5. Hope you played along on Monday, or hope you hit it in general.
Absolutely. I mean,
big payout.
It's you got the low takeout. Okay, you just get one little stranger in there. You see you pair it up with some chalk. I thought if there was a free square, maybe along the way, it might have been Bobby G. I thought Run for the Munnings got bet down a little bit more than what I thought he would. That race I thought was pretty close on paper. You got King Leo, and then at the end 760. But that's what happens. 23,000 they bet into it. So took them close to 30,000, right?
Sure, yep.
In the pot. I mean, the pick 5s here, that's the way to go.
Well, yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
Industry low, 12% takeout. I like both pick 5s today, but the big pick 5 this week's going to be tomorrow. Let's show you that carryover we have in that popular national wager, the Stronach 5, with that industry low, 12% takeout. There's the carryover. Nobody hit it last Friday. That's a big number, 91,000, over 91,000 for the Stronach 5. That'll be well played. It'll be over 300,000, maybe in the $400,000, $500,000 range tomorrow. There's the tracks that are participating. Let's check out the lineup of races for tomorrow's Stronach 5. I'm still working on my ticket. I'm going to have it finished today. I'm going to have it up on the website today, of course, before scratches. Then we'll finalize it. We'll revise it tomorrow after scratches. But I'm working on my ticket as we speak. Gulfstream Park West will kick it off tomorrow. Don't sleep on this. It normally starts here at Laurel Park, so everybody pay attention now. Starts Gulfstream Park West, race 6 at 3:51 Eastern time. Then leg B right here, Laurel Park, race 8. And then leg C is Laurel Park, race 9. And then we go out to Golden Gate Fields for leg D. We're at Golden Gate for race 3. And we wrap it up, leg E, Gulfstream Park West, race 8. So there's the lineup of races. I'll have my ticket up on the website later on today, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Big action, big number in that Stronach 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, and our races at Laurel, we're looking at, we've got a quality 2 other than in there for fillies and mares, going a round of ground. Warm for Kieran, off the claim, a big win, but has to face a kind of horse shipping in for Englehart in Indy Union. Then our next race for Laurel is a maiden claim at 25. Tricky little race. You might have to go 3 or 4 deep just to feel confident. But a couple good races here at Laurel as part of that Stronach 5. And like you say, get going now.
Yep.
Get going on your homework. You want to ramp up. You got a big pot to go after probably 400,000, 500,000 when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I like warm. I have that filly on top. So that's the Stronach 5 tomorrow. It's going to be a big weekend here at Laurel Park. Let's show you what's going on this Saturday. Salute to our military families. It's Military Family Appreciation Day this Saturday. Gates open at 11 o'clock a.m. We have a couple stake races. We have the $100,000 James F. Lewis Stakes. We also have the $100,000 Warriors Reward, Smart Halo Stakes, and a nice T-shirt giveaway. You buy a program while supplies last, and you get a nice Military Family Appreciation Day. Salute to military families T-shirt giveaway. That's a good-looking black and red T-shirt, long-sleeve T-shirt. Those are the kind you need with this cooler winter temperatures we've been getting recently.
That might be the sharpest giveaway I've seen.
That's a good-looking shirt.
That is a good-looking shirt, absolutely.
All right, so
and we know our fashion, Stan.
Yep. So, all right, so that's Saturday. There's some nice press releases out about those two stake races Saturday. Check out the press releases about all the latest mail-in racing news. LaurelPark.com. Underneath the press releases, you can check out all the events and all our picks on the website, LaurelPark.com. So that's this Saturday. Let's get right to today. Let's show you a picture of the main track. Main, we're going to have a fast main track. No rain. It's cool and dry. We've had an Arctic blast here in the Mid-Atlantic area. We had temperatures down in the 20s and 30s. We're gonna get up to the 40s and sunny today. How about that?
Yeah, it might have been in the teens in some areas last night. I know Churchill was a victim of it. Unfortunately, yesterday's card
they had to cancel, right?
Yeah. So I think things warming up just a little bit, but we've got a stretch of dry weather it looks, so we don't have to deal with an off track, deal with that good, fast track here. The guys always do a good job maintaining. We talked a few days last week, maybe a little inside edge, but things seem to have leveled out a little bit of late.
All right, well, let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to have a carryover in that rolling Super High 5. There's the number, a little over 1,400. Super High 5 has a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, Race 1 kicks off the popular Early Pick 5. It's a mandatory payout always on the Early Pick 5, and as always, that industry low 12% takeout. We had some big payouts in the Early Pick 5 last weekend. Let's see if I can keep the momentum going here with my Pick 5s. I have a couple $48 Pick 5 tickets today. You can study our tickets and our picks for today, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Race 2 is a maiden 40 for 2-year-olds going a mile. I go 4 deep, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the opener. My single's my best bet of the day in race 2. She's going to be a 4-year-old gelding under a spell for Jamie Ness. Is going to be a popular, heavy favorite in race 2. I'm not going to try to beat the favorite there. Ness and McCarthy under a spell. Looks awfully tough in race 2. So I single on the 7 there. And I have some good coverage in the other races. $48 play. I have a price play I like in race 3. The 2 Gray Gary is a decent price. Julio Correa aboard for John Salzman Sr. Sharp win last out on the turf, and then now going back to the main track. So that's the 2 Gray Gary in race 3, but I go 4 deep in that race.
And the way these things have been paying, even if you grab a friend or something, you add one more horse in race 2 to take it to 96.
Sure.
These things have been paying $2,000, $3,000, $8,000 the early pick 5. So you may take a little hit sometimes, but it's a little bit, reach a little bit more, and you're usually going to be rewarded. It won't kill you in the long run.
And it's a fun bet because these races, like the opener and some other big fields that are just tough competitive races to handicap, all the turf, the dirt horses, you want to have some coverage. You want to get creative in those races. Go with your instinct. Go with your favorite trainer, favorite jockey, and their turf to dirt stats, and you want to get creative and try to have good coverage in those big fields.
Yes.
So that makes it you have your favorites, but then you also have your 8-1 and your 12-1 shots that you're rooting on.
You just saw what you gave out on Monday.
Electric Choke, Jen Miller. I know there was an inquiry and an objection in that race they were looking at, but she made a nice kind of aggressive move. She had to go up the rail there, and I think it was kind of like the Ramon Dominguez Better Talk Now Breeders' Cup move. Dominguez, I think it was Johnny V, just beat the horse to the spot. Remember, there was a long objection in that race. Dominguez won it. That was like Jen Miller the other day, just beat the horse to the spot and got the money for me on Electric Choke. All right, let's get right to it here in race 1. You saw my early pick 5 ticket. We have a couple video spotlights here in this race. The 4, My Friend's Beer, is going to be one of the favorites. 7-2 morning line for Jerry O'Dwyer. Let's check out his last race. A poor start just 12 days ago, November 2nd here at Laurel.
Yeah, and I think that maybe the connections are saying, hey, this race really didn't take a ton out of him up in the air. You're going to see this once again at the break. He leans and almost brushed the inner part of the stall there coming out of the gate. So My Friend's Beer just giving up way too much early on. This is a race Romanoff and Mr. Philly Nearly. This is a really good horse race. Romanoff gets it done first time out for Claudia. But watch here just the last eighth of a mile. A little middle move for My Friend's Beer and just kind of protected maybe 5-6 lengths back behind those pair of horses going for third and fourth. It just wasn't going to happen after that tough break. Stretching back out to it, stretching, I out to a mile. I think it's well within the scope and the breeding here for my friend Spear. I think this horse works for Urge Wire. I've got a stat here, though, I want to firstly. Claudio, you saw him win with Romanoff. How about this? With 2-year-old firsters on the dirt the last 90 days. 5 for 8, 63%, and a whopping ROI of 687. I'm staying on it. I mean, I'm not jumping off Claudio right now. Mine, not mine. A 2-year-old by Golden Lad. It's $72,000 for this one. Okay, 2-year-old first-time stars that passed the 90 days. That's just a staggering stat. You're looking at the mare, the bottom side, Grade 1 stakes placed. Grade 2 winner, Belterra, did win its debut, and that was going 7/8 of a mile. So we can maybe see, that longer debut well within mine, not mine's ability here. And steady works. Parks, Claudio's got them all over. This one comes in and stabled at Parks. The works are fine for me.
All right, that's a big stat. I use mine, not mine on top. Alex Cintron had a big weekend last weekend. Cintron and Claudio, they're 23%, a nice positive ROI here in Maryland. The Sire Golden Lads catching on here in Maryland. The Anchor and Hope, they've hit a couple triples that might turn into home runs with their sires up there. Golden Lad, Imagining, they're all doing well up there. And, of course, they had that barn fire a couple months ago, but Edwin Merriman and all the crew up there at Anchor and Hope doing well. That's where this young Sire Golden Lad stands. So I go with the Hot Barn. It's a tough debut to go a mile in debut, but you mentioned Belterra, a winner in debut at 7/8.
Yeah.
So that's good enough for me.
Okay, and another well-bred honor code out of Joy, the one security breach for Grand Motion. He's been capable over the years to get a horse to go a route of ground and debut. He was stuck down inside. It's always a little tricky to come out of the gate cleanly. Joy, though, primarily was best on turf, so it'll be interesting to see how this one handles the main track. And Dale Cap, how about him with his 2-year-old? Sits at a really high clip. First-time starters of recent note, he's about 41% with an ROI of over $4. This one, though, the tag, in for the tag, and you look, slew of winners within the family, and this horse is kin to Matt King Cole. I think you remember that horse. That might have been a Linda Rice runner. So interesting, this horse in for 40, but man, 2-year-olds, Dale Capuano can be deadly with those.
All right, so a nice group of maiden 2-year-olds in the opener. I go 4 deep.
Okay.
We like the same 4 2-year-olds there in race 1. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4, 5.5 furlongs here in race 2, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime here in the second. You go with the 8 on top. We have a video spotlight on Boss coming off a long layoff for trainer Brittany Russell. Here's the race from August of 2018.
Going way, way back, and this might have been the portion where this track was playing a little bit to the outside, but Boss 30 cents to the dollar this afternoon. And I tell you, we had a pretty good group of 2-year-olds back then at this time. You remember Scrap Copper and Follow the Dog, Hammy with Scrap Copper. I tell you, Boss sustains and is going to be able to kind of overcome the wide trip and go clear by 2. Now, we haven't seen this horse since August of 18. Okay, coming back under a spell. Looks like he's got some quality speed, going to drop it. You know what? First time gelding here. Something happened. We know. They're taking the aggressive route and going to try to get it done, and I think they will with the Russells, Brittany and Sheldon.
All right, so I use the 8. The 7 we both like here. Under a spell's going to be the heavy favorite. I don't blame you for trying to beat the favorite, but a drop off the claim for trainer Jamie Ness and owner Joseph Bessiker. They do a lot of business together. Bessiker claims a lot of horses. He figures, I guess, the horse was a beaten favorite last out at 2 to 5 in a 6-horse field, so they want to drop right away and hopefully get the win. They might sell the horse right away. If they sell the horse for 16 and get the win, they still end up doing okay on the claim. So.
Yeah, and then this one here, it's off from December to September, was gelded in the meantime, and is showing a little bit more speed than what he originally showed on the go back. But he's going to have to deal with the 1A too, Bell Mullet for Mark Reed and Correa. The horse that stays in out of that entry. That horse is going to be sending. I think Boss kind of sits that tracking trip today.
All right, we like the same 4 horses once again there. Race 2, race 3 here. We're going a flat mile. It's a 40,000 starter allowance for 2-year-olds that have started for 40 or less and never won 2. So I like this condition they have here for 2-year-olds. The 2 great Greg Gary gives the 2-year-olds that run for maiden 40, that win for maiden 40, gives them a spot to go rather than going against allowance or stakes horses. So I go with a little price play on top here. The 2, Greg Gary for John Salzman Sr. He had that big long shot winner, the extra heat, son of extra heat winner last weekend. Julio Correa rides, so you're getting 5 pounds off. A nice win last out when dropping the maiden 25, going a mile on the turf, so you know the horse has some bottom and foundation underneath him. Hopefully he can transfer that to the main track today. 114, that's a nice light weight assignment for a 2-year-old going a mile.
I think he's going to bring some speed to the party here. A lot of these horses, kind of mid-packers, stalking types. Maybe Greg Gary will go ahead and send and try to secure that rail and hoping the rail reversed the way it was about 7 to 10 days ago. So, yeah, I could see this horse being sent to be a factor. I try a little bit of a price here with the 4 Quantico Kid because I think the 7 is going to be favored for Claudio coming out of the Maryland Million Nursery. Only one try on the dirt for this 4-horse, the Quantico Kid for Trombetta. Even effort. That was without blinkers. Okay, stepped up, got the stamina build up, one next out on the turf, coming back to the dirt. Breeding's there to handle the dirt. I like this horse. First blinkers on the dirt to kind of stalk and move on with it. Hopefully get the jump on Imagine Winning. So Imagine Winning, just too tough last time. Our Nation on Parade just ran his eyeballs out in that race. Some good quality horses in there. He's going to be a major factor right here for Claudio. Claudio's, man, he is loaded the next couple days too. When is he not loaded? But man,
he's on a roll.
Oh, geez, Saturday's card.
He's sitting at 30% here this fall meet. Maybe a little. It wasn't cold. Maybe it was a little slower than normally for Claudio over the summertime.
He was. Yeah.
But he's picked it up here this fall meet. All right, so I go with the 2 on top there, a little price play. I'm hoping to get in race 3, but I go 4 deep using the 2, 4, 6, 7 in race 3 on my early pick 5 ticket. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. We kick off the 20-cent Rainbow pick 6 in race 4. Carry over a little shy of 2,200 today in that Rainbow pick 6 carryover. Starts in race 4. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for that. You can check it out on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath handicapping, or we'll show it when we get to race 4. We also kick off the middle pick 4 in race 4. Keith, you like the middle pick 4 ticket. Let's check it out, see how you play it.
Rolling the dice here. This is a risky shot. So if you can go 2 deep, maybe do it. But I did kind of pick a spot because I'm spreading pretty good in races 5 and 6. I'm going to single the 7 Jazzy Judah here for Gorham to get you started in race 4. 2, 3, 5, 9, and 10 in the 5th. Top selection going to be the 2 in there. 6th race. Another tough race. This is the 2-year-old optional going long. 1, 3, 4, and 6. Wrap it up. We'll trim it down a little bit. I think with the 2. I think the 2 best sprinters in here, the 3 Miners Quest and the 4, the Great Provider for a $20 ticket. As you say, if you can maybe go 2 deep in race 4, maybe take the 5 Joyful Noise. She had a lot of chances. She's been finding some trouble, though, as well.
This is not the toughest beaten nickel here in race 4 for filly mares 3 and up, A in 6 months, never won 4, 6 furlongs. That's the condition. Let's start with the 7 Jazzy Jutter. I have this 6-year-old mare on top. Let's show you the race from March this year right here at Laurel Park. She's the 2-horse this day.
Yeah, and a condition race March the 8th, and bet down to 6 to 5, basically even money here. And Jazzy Judah, this is the last time this horse ran on the dirt at Laurel, and Sheldon had to stay into her, boy. I just was really under a stiff ride from the 3/8 pole all the way home. Circles up 4 wide, and is going to be able to, secure command about mid-stretch and draw clear. Subsequent tries, just all right. Now we're going turf to dirt. The last time this one did turf to dirt, though, it got the job done. She was a little risky this one. I think she went through the sale. They got this horse at the sale out at Timonium on the go back. So I needed to find a single. This looks like an much easier group than what she's been facing. So I'll take the shot here. Hopefully, if we get through this one, I think we're pretty safe the rest of the way.
I have her on top. We both like the 5 Joyful Noise in our exacta now. Joyful Noise hasn't run very well her last couple races, but she's had some trouble in both those races. She ran big at Timonium, big second at Timonium, And then, she has some excuses for her couple of recent poor outings. She's had trouble in both. So she's going to have to try to get a better trip today with Ricardo Chappie and hopefully get a better result.
Yeah, she should be able to stay fairly close to this group. I mean, the speed, I think the true speed draws outside with the 8-speed Khaleesi and the 9 Intrepid Forest. Intrepid Forest, I'll take as a little bit of a long shot here, 12-1 on the morning line. They just got to go ahead and dead send. This horse has had a couple wins at Laurel Park. You can get the 2. I mean, here's a barn that just doesn't win a ton, okay, Leonard Downs. But her last couple races certainly put her in the mix. I think she's going to make a run from mid-pack. And, caught wide Swirly Shirley, got beat as the favorite, I think, last weekend. Was that Monday? My days are running together, but she's awfully quick. So I think she'll sit a trip in here. She's going to have to be used in exactas and trifectas.
All right, let's get Jazzy Jutter home. Colt 7-5 exacta we have there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. The late pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout starts in race 5. I have a ticket for it. We'll check it out right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Okay, welcome back. The late pick 5 starts race 5 today. No carryover. They hit it for a little over 1,200 on Monday. Hope you were paying attention. I gave out a late winning late pick 5 ticket Monday. Let's see if we can do it back-to-back days. That's when it gets hard, when the pressure's on. When people then they start asking you who you like. The pressure's on. So here we go. Let's check out my ticket. Industry low 12% takeout. $48 ticket. Couldn't find a single here on this late pick 5. I have my single on the early pick 5. Now, the winning ticket I gave out Monday, I didn't have a single on either. So same kind of ticket here. I'm just kind of dinking and dunking in the 3 middle races. Race 5, though, I go 4 deep. I used the 2, 3, 5, 6 here in race 5. And then race 6, the 1, 6 in there. Race 7, the 3 Miners Quest, and the 4, the Great Provider looked tough. Race 8, race 8, I might get a price play home maybe in race 8. It's a 5-horse field, maiden special weight, 3 and up, going 9 furlongs on the main track. And I'm going with the 2 Bug Riders. Julio Correa on the 3, Bo's Image, a Tappet filly going against the boys for Michael Matz. Gets in a lightweight, 115, blinkers on for Bo's Image, and then striking it lucky for Gary Capuano with Wisman. So I go with the 2 Bug Riders, 3-4 there in race 8. Maybe I'll get a little sneaky good 9-2 price. And then I go 4, 5, 7 in race 9. Let's check out race 5 here. It's a maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-olds. Going a flat mile, the 3 Gone Home. My top pick here in the 5th. Jorge Riaz had a big weekend last weekend. So did John Salzman and owner Kenny Taylor. So a 2-year-old buy despite the odds. Beaten favored last out at this maiden 25 level, going 6 furlongs. Now we stretch out to a mile. This horse probably going to go right to the front. Tried going a mile twice on the turf, and it just it didn't run very well. It's going to have to do better today. I'm just hoping maybe the horse gets loose on the lead for hot connections and keeps on going.
Yeah, scratch the A's here. The 11 and 12 are out. And, the Gone Home looks like the one to catch, the one to beat in race 3. 7-2. There's just some question marks with horses turf to dirt, some droppers in here. I couldn't go super strong. I wouldn't take anything less than 5-2, though, on a horse in here. So I go with the 2, Muhlenberg on top. We've got a stat here for Pecoraro, don't we? How about this? This is unbelievable. The last 3 years on the dirt, I had to double check it. 12 for 19. 63% and 14 for 19 in the money. First Lasix combined with the second career start, okay, for an ROI of 311. Now, the majority of those are at Delaware, but he's hit with this angle a couple times at Laurel through this period, the last 3 years. So Muhlenberg comes out of a pretty good race, took play, as most Pecoraro horses do, up there at Delaware. Freshened up, the Lasix goes on. Pleased the court, the third-place finisher, is a major player earlier in this card against a better field. This horse has improved. So I think you're going to see a turnaround second start with the Lasix for Muhlenberg.
All right, and I used Muhlenberg on my late pick 5 ticket. On my early pick 5 ticket, I'm just 3 deep in this race.
Okay.
I don't have the 2, but he worries me. I used him on the late pick 5 ticket. First time Lasix, had to break from the 1 hole in debut. You showed that big stat there,
Yeah.
Pecoraro. Always crafty. So we both like the 2 and the 3 here in race 5. We both like the 5 as well. Audacious Quality going turf to dirt for Phil Schoenthal. Angel Cruz will ride. A couple of big races recently going long on the turf. Should be dead fit going a mile on the main track today.
Well, we know he can get around a ground on the turf, but the 2 dirt tries, now granted, one was without blinkers. No, I should say one was without Lasix. The next one, a little bit of trouble early, took back and was caught wide. But, man, he's going to have to bring that improvement that he showed when he was transferred to the turf back to the dirt. I think really Felix has a shot to stalk and kind of make a move into it. He's up against some right horses on the turf, ran pretty good the other day on the main track. So I'll throw him into the mix. 2, 3, 10, 5 in race 5.
All right, big 10-horse field to kick off that late pick 5. I'm 4 deep there with the 2, 3, 5, 6. Here we go, race 6 to kick off the late pick 4, going a flat mile, nice first level allowance condition for 2-year-olds. Other than optional claiming 62,000 here. You have the 4 on top. Let's start there. We have a video spotlight on Crockett's Bluff, a 2-year-old by Tail the Cat for the Hall of Famer Shug McGahee. Here's the big effort, the big win late October.
Yeah, pick this one up around the turn. So that's going to be 3/8 of a mile left to go on the 1-turn mile. And really was kind of going in place. Now, a little bit of a duel develops on the front end, 3 across the track, past the 5/16. But I tell you, as we see so many times, Forest Boys is going to be able to get you a good trip, okay?
Sure.
Just kind of saves the ground, bides the time, shifts out, and this horse finally levels off. Now, granted, that wasn't as fast as final quarter of a mile, as you'll see, but look, you can see they ran into a pretty good win that day through the stretch. So carry those early internals pretty quick, late, but this horse sustained. I like the way this horse sustained on and off track, onwards and upwards for these McGahee horses. The more experience and they can handle that route of ground with no problem.
Sure, homebred for Short Leaf Stable, and yeah, big long sustained run there to get up and win by 2 going away. So I like the 4 here. I used the 4 third. I go with the 1 on top here, Laddie's Liam for trainer Hugh McMahon. Sheldon Russell rides his colt by Golden Lad. A nice maiden score, maiden 40 here at Laurel Park. Rallied from off the pace that day, going 6 furlongs, and a decent third in the Maryland Million Nursery behind a couple tough customers. Our Nation on Parade and Stone Courageous. They ran huge in the Maryland Million Nursery. This horse, I thought he ran an okay third behind some sharp winners. Now we stretch out to a mile. He's run 3 times, and that's a good foundation for the stretch out to a mile with Sheldon Russell aboard. Russell and Hugh McMahon about 19% here in Maryland.
I think he'll have a little target. I think Dreaming of Love is going to go ahead and send. Don't know where that is. He really didn't show any speed in that bigger field there in the Maryland Million Nursery. Maybe Super John, but Laddie Liam's going to be close. And we saw the interviews leading up to the Maryland Million. I think route was the plan all along with this horse. He was just saying he was getting it done with his natural ability, the way he got it done that September 20th maiden breaking score. And he ran pretty good still on Maryland Million Day. He was trying all the way around the racetrack. So I expect a big effort from Laddie Liam. And against this group, he's gonna be forwardly placed.
Yep. All right, so we like the same 4 2-year-olds there in race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 going 6 furlongs, claiming 8,003 and up, wide open, no conditions here. 8,000 claimers, some talented sprinters here in race 7. Scratch the 1. We both go with the 4 on top. The great provider we have on top, a sharp win at this level 2 starts ago, was claimed that day. Ran a 66 buyer that day, was claimed that day. They tried a Maryland Million starter handicap and a big 13-horse field. He went to the front that day and just stopped. Didn't run very well that day. But now we get the bug rider, Avery Wisman, aboard here. He's going to have to do better today. He's a 10-time winner here at Laurel Park. So dropping back down to this level, he won out 2 starts ago.
I tell you what, he's danced a lot of dances. He's run for a couple different outfits, and he's just been nothing but heart, this horse. I mean, he's a man. And last time out, it was a little bit of a reach, I thought, in that race. He bet down 8-1. That was about right for that field. He went really quick early, and it just was to his detriment. He just couldn't sustain, packed it in. He'll carry the speed a lot longer today. Michael Merriman's done fine. I mean, I know of recent note, but he's claimed off of some guys and done fine. So the great provider is the speed of the speed. If he breaks cleanly, I think he can dictate.
And I thought he had a recent work since that effort
Okay.
on Maryland Million Day, but he doesn't. So that's a little I might have whiffed here. He's a nice horse. He's a nice 8-year-old. He's made almost 400,000. But when you see that ease comment in their last start, and then they're running back here in less than a month with no work since then. So that might be a little cause for concern here with the favored in race 7. We both like the 3, though. Miner's Quest for Howie Wolfendale. Let's show you his big effort.
Yeah.
June 9th right here at Laurel Park. Here's the start that day.
Yeah, squeezed at the break. You're going to see that just breaks inward just a little bit, and a few strides afterwards, it gets squeezed in a little bit tight. Yeah, you're going to see that again. Actually, almost touch rank. The head was kind of going around there, and I tell you, he recovered, and this kind of started things, kind of got him back on his game, the 8-year-old. And yeah, he tried the turf last time. A mile might have been pushing it. He still ran okay when you really think about it, only beaten 4 lengths. Here comes Miner's Quest circling in that race in June the 9th, and he's going to make a strong run to miss, and by about a half length uplifting, who we saw run pretty good at a big price the other day. So Miner's Quest scratched the other day out of a little tougher spot. This is the right spot for him, and would not surprise me at all if he makes that steady progression to reel in the great provider.
Yeah, he just missed there. He had a big win early August here at Laurel Park. So we both like the 3. We both like the 7 as well on the outside. The 7 is Southside Warrior. Big win last out, going a mile when the race came off the turf. A little bit of a drop today. We cut back to 6 furlongs. If there's a fast early pace, that could be a nice setup for a closer like the 7 Southside Warrior.
Boy, he lost ground every step of the way, 5 and 6 wide, and I had him that day. I thought he got off at a pretty good price, so hopefully you had him as well. X-Man, boy, he was strong as could be through the stretch to get this one up. And as you say, if a little bit of a duel develops, this horse, it will enhance that run of his, coming back to the 6 furlong distance now.
All right, so we both like a 4-3-7 on top in race 7. Let's turn the page. Race 8 to kick off the late daily double. Nice maiden special weight here in race 8 for 3-year-olds and upward, going a mile and an eighth. The 2 team effort, your 7-5 morning line favorite. Let's start there. I pick against the favorite a little bit here. You get Jorge Riazo aboard for Miguel Vera, 33-1 last out. First off the claim, showed a little speed that day and then weakened.
These are those races where you just, as a line maker, you're looking at it. You're like, man, am I really going to make this horse? It was 33-1 last time, 7-5, and I'm looking at the field. Claim for 16 out of that turf race, ran, at Churchill, but the numbers just jumps off the page at you for the dirt number.
68,
yeah,
right.
Compared to the rest of the field. And, the public, they'll gravitate to that. And, I don't know if he necessarily needs the lead, but compared to the rest, that works enough for me. Miguel Vera, stationed over at Pimlico. If you're looking maybe for a little upsetter, I like the 5. I know you don't have the 5 in the mix, but Anti-Poison didn't run terrible. Empty Tune for Delacour has come back to run okay. That was the debut trial on September the 8th. Turf ever since, back to the dirt. That dirt number works. This is going to be first Lasix and blinkers on the dirt as well. I think you're going to see a step up from that 55 number for this Tim Vick trainee.
All right, I didn't use the 5. I have the 3 on top. You don't have the 3. Bo's Image for Michael Matz, a well-bred filly going against the boys, so you're getting a little weight off there. You're getting more weight off with Julio Correa. This is a well-bred Tappet filly out of a Giants Causeway mare, homebred for George Krikorian. They put the blinkers on today. She ran a decent third in debut at Delaware, then went long on the turf in her second start, ran okay that day. I got beat 7.5. I'm just going with the breeding and the blinkers on and the weight off. She only has to carry 115, so she's getting weight from the whole field. This Tappet filly going against the boys I have on top here.
Short field, but not really an easy field, when you're just trying to pinpoint or come away with a single. If you've got something else you really like surrounding those races, maybe go ahead and single it and go all in that particular race.
All right, let's turn the page. One more race. Race 9, we're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 16,000. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-old fillies. We both like the same 4 on top here. The 5, 1, 2, 3 go for Claudio. Sharp winner last out for the 16, 2 Life. Claudio keeps her in a good spot today with Kevin Gomez. So I go 5-4. Okay. You go 4-5 on top.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 go. I think certainly with Claudio, you have to respect and it could be the favorite in here. But Song of Indy, never been on the main track, but looked at the breeding. It's a 4-time dirt winner. To me, looks like the speed. Mike Rogers, I guess we'll see a couple of his horses come in. He's won some races over the years here. Yeah.
Yeah, he picks up McCarthy. All right, so you like the same 4 filly and mares there in race 9. That's it. We're out of time. Dave Robbins coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.